Okay, so today is January 25th, and the topic of today's reading from the book Affirmations for the Inner Child by Raquel Lerner is self acceptance. Today is exactly as it should be. Sometimes I feel tyrannized by my critical inner voices. Dumb, they rage. Stupid. Incompetent. They're, they are merciless when I make even the smallest mistake, slicing away at my self-esteem. Today I will be gentle with myself. I will contemplate the meaning of what it means to heal. Healing means that today is exactly as it should be. It means that I already possess everything I need to be a sane, healthy, whole human being. Now I have a decision to make. Either I can become obsessed with about my blemishes, which will open me to the attacks of my critical inner voices, or I can back off and take a more expansive view of myself. Today I choose to take the life-giving view of who I am. I know I am exactly where I should be at this point of my journey. So, well, yes, typically that is the reading of today, which is inviting us not to have too much high expectations of ourselves, right? Not to have too great expectations of our goals, of our desires, right? Of our thoughts about wishes or purpose in life, right? Again, time is infinite, right? It comes to a time that we have to accept that time is very long. Our time in earth, of course, on this earth, right? Our time on this realm is a second, right? Comparatively, right? A microsecond, a millisecond, right? It's nothing, right? It's just a blink of an eye, right? In comparison, right? It's completely irrelevant, right? But in our perspective, right? In our human perspective, time is infinite, right? I mean, the amount of time that we have once, right? Once we have gathered enough knowledge, right? And we have gathered enough experiences, and we have gathered enough wisdom, right? Then you could say that time becomes a little bit, right? It's big, right? You realize that time is not that short, right? Of course, we never know when we're going to die, right? But we have to realize that, well, uh, taking into account the percentages and the statistics, right? One might not going to die tomorrow, right? Or just in a few minutes, right? So in perspective, right, we could say that if you are well advanced in age, right, in your middle life, right, middle age life, right, and you could say, well, I still have a few years ahead of me at that time, right, and those high expectations of where should we be in that moment, what should we have acquired, right, in a certain moment in time, they might be too great, right? Those expectations about those goals might be too big, right, for us to have accomplished, right? And in any case, we have to remind ourselves that again, those things, right, don't give us happiness, right? They don't give us a sense. Well, it could give us a sense of achievement in any case, but it won't give us happiness, right? It would give us a sense of completion, right? If you get a house, right? If you finally get to say, well, I'm going to have a floor of myself and nobody's going to pull me away from here, well, that gives you a sense of completeness, but it would not give you happiness, right? It would give you more problems, right? The owning of things gives you problems, right? As it gives you, right, the owning of or the expectations, right? The high expectations of oneself, right? So not having those things that you expected to have, or not achieving those goals that you expected to achieve, right? Could put a lot of pressure in oneself, right? Regardless of what other people think, our own expectations, right, could be very high, and we could mistreat ourselves, right, because we didn't achieve those things, right, or we didn't get those things, right. So it might be better not to have them. How needing are those expectations, are those goals, right? How really, really do you need them, right? How much do you really need them, right? Perhaps not so much, right? So again, and it's not something that you need, perhaps it's something that you want, right? And we have discussed that. I mean, it's not something, the want of things is not particularly a good idea, right? Uh, it comes with the ego, right? So again, those expectations are feeding your ego, and it could be hurting it too, right? On the other hand, it could be hurting it too. Of course, achieving those expectations would be feeding those egos, your ego, but not achieving them could be hurting them a lot. And in the system that we are in, most people don't achieve their goals, right? Don't achieve their needs, don't achieve their wants, right? So there are a lot of egos hurt around there, right? So don't be one of them, or at the very least, right? Don't treat yourself too bad about it, right? In any case, well, that's the reading of today. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave any comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Share through social media. And as always, if Providence allows it, we will meet each other in a different day.